Can we just take a second to talk about this terribly dark season in Teeter's life? Ever since the start of part 2 of season 5 of Yellowstone, the cowboys have been piling on.
Teeter?
Yes, sir.
We're gonna play a little game. It's called No One Talks, for a week. Won't that be fun?
Yes, sir.
Life has been piling on. And now, spoilers coming, so consider this your warning. But y'all, here is the moment from last Sunday's episode where Ryan broke her heart and all I could think was get off your dang horse and hug that woman. You too? Comment below. I know that this big death that I'm talking all around dominated headlines after episode 12. I'm gonna start right there in 30 seconds. But there was something much more important that happened. Who else wondered who Casey was talking to right here?
I need your help.
You have it.
Comes with a risk.
All favors due, Casey.
That answer, the Yellowstone fire sale explained what counting coup means.
No! Please.
Where I come from, we call that counting coup. It means I took a piece of your soul and I'm gonna keep it.
That's all on the way. Plus, Yellowstone dropped a celebrity cameo into episode 12 that'll just blow your minds or make you a little bit angry. A magazine model with over 61 million followers on Instagram appeared on your television. That is strange, but first...
When I push him back, you crawl out as fast as you can. You ready? Go!
We lost a good man on Sunday. For a couple of episodes now, we've seen and heard about this wild horse called the Man-Eater. Lloyd wants to put him down, Rip won't do it. Carter is told not to go into that stall alone, but he doesn't listen. Things get out of hand, and Colby, Teeter's boyfriend, enters. If you recall, at the start of this episode, they told each other I love you for the very first time, and I'm not even joking when I tell you that is exactly how my wife and I said it.
I gotta go. I love you too.
So, when this happened, it hit extra hard. Rip calls Ryan to tell him what happened. I mean, this was like hours after he asked Travis, aka Taylor Sheridan, to let Jimmy know that John Dutton was dead.
Just lost my best friend, Jake.
We only see Teeter's reaction from a distance, but we have a sense that she's broken.
He's a cowboy. Suffering's the job. I just wish he would have suffered a little longer so I could say goodbye.
I mean, real question, where does Teeter even go from here? Everyone seems to be driving back to Montana, but I don't know, I think Teeter's just gonna keep on driving. This is how actor Denham Richards acknowledged the moment to fans. Grateful, he says with a series of emojis, and you'll see some great comments there from stars like Hassie Harrison and Jen Landon, who plays Teeter, who says, "You are beyond loved, my dear friend," and actor, "So many hearts broke tonight." She's absolutely right. Colby was a very lovable character on a show that's kind of short on lovable characters. And like I said, this was the biggest thing to happen last week, but not the most important. The most important was this phone call.
I need your help.
You have it.
Comes with a risk.
All favors due, Casey.
I had to watch 2 or 3 times to figure out that Casey called Mo, and he was referring back to the conversation from episode 11.
I have to choose. Choose between my family and the ranch.
Of course, all of this relates to the choice that Casey was faced with to end season 4, the famous "I see the end of us" line.
I saw the end of us.
We know Casey has chose family over his ranch, and he's ready to act on it, and he does it in a really big way. Subscribers know how I predicted that this guy, Cade McPherson, would be his target, and I was wrong. Happy to own that. Instead, Cade gets Casey the information he needs to hunt down Grant Horton. He's the man that Sarah talked to about the hit on John Dutton. Grant is a family man, as it turns out, and Casey ambushes him and his little girl in their car and says, more or less, "Leave my family alone."
No! Please.
Where I come from, we call that counting coup. It means I took a piece of your soul and I'm gonna keep it.
That part kind of confused me. but I understood it to be some sort of Native American tradition once Casey got back in the car with Mo.
Did you count Coup?
I counted Coup.
Then he understands.
Per the University of Nebraska's Encyclopedia of the Great Plains, counting Coup is the highest honor earned by warriors participating in intertribal wars of the Great Plains. The idea is you're getting close enough to the enemy to strike him by hand, thus showing great courage and humiliating your opponent. Casey obviously does this, and by doing so, he shows Grant that he's dead serious about all of his threats. I think this will all but tie up that plot line. I mean, the cops may still investigate who killed John Dutton, but Casey and Beth are probably done with it, so that will live separate from their actions.
I can see it now. I know what to do. Believe in me.
I've always believed in you, Casey.
I think we're really starting to see a potential end to Season 5 take shape now. Casey clearly states that the ranch is not his legacy, so he's out. And Beth and Rip are starting to look pretty disinterested. This is the second episode in a row where I thought that they might jump ship. This scene did it for me this time.
It's a dangerous job. One day it'll kill me too.
The first 11 minutes of this episode are all about selling assets. Rip is trying to sell as many horses and cattle as he can to afford the inheritance tax that's looming. That includes all of the show horses that John Dutton bought from Travis a season or two ago. Anybody else kind of disappointed that that plot line never really took off anywhere? It's making the bunkhouse pretty nervous too.
Are you gonna stay on?
If Casey's running it, Rip's running it, yeah. Some rich dude buys it just to play cowboy. Plenty of outfits still punching cows the old-fashioned way.
There's something kind of ironic about Lloyd looking for a new job on screen, as actor Forey J. Smith is no doubt doing the same off screen. In my mind, the rumored Season 6 with Kelly Riley and Cole Hauser would need to include Finn Little as well. That's Carter, and Beth's scene with him was just beautiful.
I wouldn't want to wrestle with this by myself. I'd want to be with my family.
I don't got a family.
Sure you do.
Shout out to Taylor Sheridan for the continuity here. Beth walked in the room saying that she fell in love with Rip in that tack room, and we all saw that way back in Season 2. I got this far without mentioning Jamie, which is kind of nice because it'd been a lot of Jamie so far in the last 2 weeks. The cops know he and Sarah were in a relationship, but Jamie lies to him about why Sarah was in Montana. He hides that she was here on business for Market Equities, and he definitely doesn't want them seeing those contracts she has in her luggage.
And you're treating me like I'm a suspect.
No, I wasn't. But I will now.
Quick aside, there's a lot of great one-liners in this episode, aren't there? Here's another one.
The best lies are 90% true, and I'm the best liar. You leave Jamie to me.
Beth's actually talking about Jamie, who Casey has just told her might be arrested for potentially being involved in Sarah Atwood's death. That's still kind of shocking. Link below if you need to catch up there.
If they arrest Jamie, he will sing every secret our father ever had. He will ruin this family's name to save his own.
The takeaway is now both Beth and the cops are squeezing Jamie, which probably means he'll do something dumb real soon. What could that be? Tune into the episode 13 preview video on Wednesday, or check out the latest episode of the Dutton Rules podcast, wherever you podcast. This week I think I'll address some of your comments and questions below. You can drop one below or email staff@tasteofcountry.com. Don't be afraid to share your wildest theories. I certainly do. Okay, one more thing. Do you recognize this woman? Honestly, I didn't either. They call the other one Danica during this episode, and I just figured it was some random actor or maybe a real-life ranch hand. I think the other one is named Sadie, as played by supermodel Bella Hadid. Enjoy her Instagram while I explain my logic. Bella Hadid is in the credits as Sadie, and I could not for the life of me find anyone called Sadie during this episode. There was, however, no Danica in the credits, and given that this is the only other female with a name that we don't know, yeah, I'm leaping here, but Bella Hadid did get a part on this episode. We know that for sure. She's in the credits. We also know that in real life, Bella Hadid is really skilled in equestrian. She actually considered taking a run at the 2016 Olympic Games. If you spotted a Sadie I didn't see, let me know all about it in the comment section below. I'm Billy Dukes for Taste of Country. Thanks for watching, and thanks for subscribing.